today's adventure. I'm taking Junior out in the WaterMasters. So we got the Grizzly here on top, a little smaller version for the kid, and then believe it or not, the bigger one's on the bottom. It looks smaller from here. That's the Kodiak. So the kid got his first Euro nymphing rod that is just his today. So he no longer has to borrow dad's stuff. So when he abuses it, who cares? That's his. He can fix it. So we're gonna do a short float. We were working in the shop earlier today, helping out. We're gonna go float for about 2 hours, kind of check out the new rod, see if we can't get a few fish on video, and teach you a few things at the same time that I'm teaching my son a few things. So here we go. We're just gonna go upstream a couple of miles. All right, it's been pretty tough fishing here on our WaterMaster adventure. We thought it was gonna be so good. It's sunny today and warm and nice, and it's the first nice day. My net's tangled up. It's the first nice day we've had in a while. And man, we've been fishing. How long have we been fishing, gents? An hour and a half? Yeah. Hour and a half, and this is our second fish. And that's, we've covered some really nice water, so for us that's pretty slow fishing. But anyway, I got another rainbow here, not a real big one. Let him go right out through the floor of the boat there. He unhooked himself because it's a barbless hook. And those true barbless hooks, the hook just seems to fall out the way it's supposed to. But I'll share with you the setup I'm fishing and the fly that one ate. As soon as I untangle myself here. So excited about that fish that I'm a mess. But I'm fishing a contact or Euro nymphing rig, and I've got a blue diamond Perdigon nymph on as my anchor fly, and then I've got this fly by Fulling Mill Rosa's Blurple, and there will be a link in the video description to those nymphs. But as soon as I put the fish ate that Blurple nymph, and as soon as I put those on, my son is right below me here, and we'll just kind of zoom down to him, but he just had a really nice fish on in this bucket. And when the fishing gets tough, you want to find really distinct spots where you know that there's a kind of a captive audience. And for us, there's a nice ledge right here. It's very shallow right up there all through the top. We're fishing below this island. And there's a nice green bucket that I'm sure you can see right there, but he had a dandy on just a minute ago, and then I just caught that little one. So the fishing has turned a little bit more in the positive direction, which we're very excited about. Either way, it's a gorgeous day today, and even the guides have been coming by and saying the fishing's a little tough and a little slow today, which was a nice uplifting bit of information to share. So if you're ever on the river and you're having kind of tough day, tough fishing, don't be afraid to share that with the next guy, because it might bring them up a little bit. So anyway, we'll jump back in here and see if we can't find. Learning to fly fish is challenging. Show us what you've done here.
Well, I had a bite and I hooked quite aggressively.
Into the tree.
Into the tree.
Into the tree.
Bye.
Oh man. Sometimes tough days turn into really good days with just a little persistence. And here we were just enjoying the weather and talking about how good we expect the fishing should be, and then kind of complaining about how tough it was because the conditions are like perfect. It's beautiful weather. And I just hooked an absolute slab in behind this rock pile right here. He went on a couple good runs before I was able to flip the camera on, but yeah, absolute slab of a fish. And I'm not gonna force him too hard here. But yeah, he was right in behind this rock, right where my son's pulling in. So right where his boat is, right there, is where that big trout was. Dude, you might have to net this thing.
Is it pretty big?
Yeah, it's a really good one.
I saw you fighting.
Yeah, you might have to. I think you can touch down right there. You're good. You can drop your feet right there. Let's get in there close. Just a gorgeous fish. We're gonna keep him wet, man. We're not gonna touch this old dinosaur, but yeah, that's an absolutely great fish. And let's make sure.
That was my spot. I just caught that one. I called dibs on it. We were about 150 yards up that way, but I got snagged, and he left me. That was my fish.
Yeah, right behind the. There's two boulders there. You can see obviously this one's dry, but there's two submerged boulders there, and that just makes a great hydraulic. So there's a piece of slick, glassy water right in there, and I've done other videos explaining this, but a lot of times the fish aren't going to be up there where it's real turbulent, but they want to be in that rolling, glassy slick right down there. But that was just a beautiful rainbow. In the Yakima River, that's like, you know, going to push 20 inches. Wouldn't say it was quite 20 inches, but it's my best fish of the year. But that's like very old fish. That's like carrying, kind of like that top size carrying capacity for our river. So those ones we just keep them in the water. That one we actually just clipped the line to make it easier to unhook. So I clipped it and then unhooked it and then let him swim, and it was super easy. But yeah, those ones we want to make sure that we let those guys swim very, very quickly because they're a very important part of the population. So we're gonna fish just a little bit further. For those of you that aren't familiar with the area, Red's Fly Shop's just actually right just around this bend through those trees right there, here in this kind of this cool basalt rimmed canyon. And in this canyon there's lots of big boulders like this right here. And when you can find these big rock piles like this, you can slip in there and get the fish behind the ones that are breaking a significant amount of current.